What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This your boy Jay Reed for Jay Reed's Love of Cars. So this is the video I've been talking about. We're gonna do a quick recap on this past weekend. So this past weekend I went out to the track. I went to Texas Motorplex. They had what they call, I think it's called a hot summer night, something like that. Either way it go, Texas Motorplex is a quarter-mile track. I haven't taken my car, either one of them, on the quarter-mile track since way in the very beginning, when I think I may have had headers and street tires. And at that time, I was slipping and sliding, couldn't do nothing, total waste of time. I think I turned my fastest time back then. And I think it was, in fact, I think the last time I've been to Texas Motorplex, that was the first time I ever driven on a racetrack. And it was slow as fuck. I did a 1303. Fast forward, I've done many a passes now on the 8th mile track. Extreme Raceway, just because that track is open to everybody. They always have a test and tune every week, so you can go pretty much you want. With Texas Motorplex, you have to show up on a certain day, and if you're not really following the schedule, you may miss that day, or you will have to go to an event. And I don't really race. I just like to do test and tunes. My brother and I, we just like to do test and tunes. Maybe we'll race eventually. I mean, we'll race the motherfucker going down the track, but we're not competing, because we're not competing just yet. Because usually you have to get like in a class, like a 5-0 class, 6-0 class, 7-0 class, 8-0 class. My car is like a 7.4, 7.5 car, so that's not going to be competitive in a 7.0 class. Now I could run the Fox body maybe in the 8.0 class, and on a good day get an 8.2, but I don't even know how competitive that is. But I digress. So we went out there. It started at 10 o'clock, so it was late at night, which is cool. Even though it was still like 99 or some degrees at 10 o'clock at night, and it lasted all the way to 3 a.m. and we stayed the whole time. Well, at least until a little after 2:30, maybe 2:30. So we got 5 runs in, and I can tell you this first of all. They're not on the car. I've taken them off. But the Mickey Thompsons that I was having problems with the going down the track, that fixed. Took the tires to the shop that I normally go to get them mounted and balanced. Should have went there first. They did it right. Car ran perfect. So I finally got my wheel and tire set up, fixed and ready to go. Bada bing, bada bang. Although I'm still gonna say it looked better with the other tires. But I digress again. So let's talk about these time slips. So let's preface this like this. Let's preface this like this. My car has about 455 horsepower, 424 foot-pounds of torque. Okay, I got a 3600. I think it's a 3800. I forgot that quick. It may be a 3800. I think it's 3600. I don't know. Whatever. It's a yank converter. So that helped out quite a bit too. With my 60 foots, I wasn't able to get close to my fastest 60 foot, quickest 60 foot, which is like a 1.53, but I was consistent in the 1.67. So let's dive right into it. So here's the first run. I hope you can see this. Otherwise, this is all a waste of time. If you can't see this, when I go back and edit this, I'll put these on the screen. So my number, as you can see, is 273. This is the first run. Now we ended up parking by these cool guys. They were in a little Lexus 300 or whatever. Built it from scratch, turbo, big turbo on it. They run the same times in the 8th as my car is. So just so happened we ended up racing each other the first run. And it was fun. I ran 11.74.2. They ran an 11.74.6 at 119, and mine was 117. Notice though that they still won. He came around me on the big end by 0.007. I murdered him on the 60 foot. I've gotten pretty good on my 60 foot and in my reaction time, but I did screw up. Our reaction times was exactly the same, but I take that back. Our reaction times was slightly different. His was a little better than mine, but I nailed him on the 60 foot. On the 330, still ahead of him. 660, still ahead of him. But as you can see, he was going a little quicker in the 8th at 95, where I was going 92. So my 8th mile was 7.532, and then I finished it out with an 11.742 at 117. I really thought I was going to get him because it was real close, and I led the whole way, and he came around me once that boost came in. Boom, he was just, come here, bitch. Come here, bitch. That's what he was saying to me. I know that's what he was saying in that car. Damn, because that's what it felt like he was saying. Okay, moving along to the next round. The next round was hot boo-boo, but I still won. It was just somebody and I'm fixing to go pick up the kid's car. So I knew it wasn't going to be a decent race whatsoever, so whatever. And my time was a lot slower. I think I was messing up some stuff. Clearly I was. My reaction time was 0.52, so that was a little slower. My 60 foot was 1.837. That was like way slower. I did a 779 in the 8th mile at 91 miles per hour. This fella did 68 in the 8th. I could have took old Bang out there and just walked him incredibly. And I did a 116. I won it, but I'm not really proud of that one. But a win is a win. So that was the second round. We ran like 5 times, I believe. I think it was 5 times. So in this next run, I said, let me try something different. Let me try to leave off idle and flash the converter to see if that does any better. Because I like to try stuff out to see what works. You know, I'm doing it for fun. No money's up, so let's try some stuff out. So on this particular one, this guy was a, I think he had like a 57 Chevy. You know, it was, you know, he trailered it in on a drag car. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one, because I like racing cars that are fast, or at least what I think is fast as mine. Because otherwise, there's no fun just whipping up on something that's slower than yours. So anyway, so we racing him, whoop de whoop. He was way fast on the reaction time, but as you can see, his 60 foot was garbage. He ran us 2.2 60 foot, and even though I had a 1.71, which is slow, I gap-tized him on the tree. On the 8th, I ran a 7.66. He ran a 7.8 at 91 miles per hour. We're about the same. But I don't know how he came around me again. Somehow on the big end, these dudes keep coming around me for the most part. And his miles per hour was only 111 to my 116. And it was a slow 11.9. So he won by 0.024. I can't really understand why I'm getting pulled down on the big end. That's kind of annoying, especially if I'm clearly gap-tizing you on the 60 foot and on the 8th. Then you come and get me at the... That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I will say this. These times started to get a little bit slower because we was kind of doing like hot laps because they had a real long line. And then you had to start and stop and start and stop. So the time started to get a little bit slower, and we had actually thought about not even running anymore because of that. Now, on this next run, I raced a Cadillac CTS-V, a newer model. I knew I was going to get the business on this one, but it was worth a shot. Because like I said, I don't like running slow cars. I think on this one I was manually shifting because, again, I like to try different stuff. My 60 foot was decent. His 60 foot was decent, unfortunately, because I couldn't do nothing with him. And he, shit, by the time we got to 330, he was gone. He ran a 10.8 at 127 to my 11.9 at 114. So as you can see, my time is getting better and better. But again, I was trying to manually shift it because I like to try different stuff. I did a 7.6 in the 8th mile, and what did I say, 11.9 in the quarter. Wasn't too proud of that. And as you can see on the time, that is 12:28 a.m. in the morning. And then on the final run, I hadn't raced my brother all night, so by this time it's kind of dying down. You know, people are starting to leave, so we was like, let's get one more in. So we went right back around and raced again. No, I take that back. We let the cars sit for a while. We probably let them cool off maybe about, maybe a good 30, 35, 40 minutes. And then we decided to do another run. But like I said, the crowd was dying down. People were starting to leave, so we didn't have to wait that long. Therefore, the cars were cooler again. So here we are. I gave him the business. Yes, I gave him the business. He called me. Okay, we were running a pro tree, and I was sleeping severely on this tree with a .60 to his .28. So he left like a rocket, and I had to pull him down. But as you can see, my 60 foot was a 1.65 against his 1.85. So I was digging in his ass right at the 60 foot. And then 330, I started chipping away. Then, as you can see, by the time we got to the 8th, it was all over. I was coming to get him. At 92. So, you know, that was pretty decent. And then I finished up with an 11.77 at 117. So that's pretty close to my first run. And I beat him by 0.239 seconds. So I got him, but it was close. He ran a 12.3, 3.4 at 112 miles per hour. And that was my night. And you can see on that one, that's at like 1:48 a.m. So it was a long night. It was fun. I don't think we even ran at night like that before. So it was kind of good to see, you know, stop beating these cars up in 100-degree weather. Let's beat it up in 95-degree weather at night. That don't make no sense. It was hot as hell. So that was my trip to the track this past weekend. Like I said, I tried to do video. One of them didn't work. I think the camera automatically shut off because they had to shut down the track for a little bit while I was in line, and I'd already turned the camera on. And I knew it was going to take long, but apparently my camera was like, this taking too long, and it shut off. The first run I recorded, for some reason, I guess I was nervous or something, because the whole front windshield fogged up, so you can't even see nothing. I won't even bother showing you that. It's bullshit. But anyway, that was my day at the track, my night at the track. I think I'm done beating up on the vet for a couple months or so, and it's time to bring old Bang Bang back out to the track with the nitrous. And I'm really debating on upping that shot to 175. I don't know if it's gonna give up the ghost. I got Triple H, so if it give up the ghost, we're gonna tour it all the way back home. But I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it at 150 since I haven't ran the nitrous in a minute. Anyway, this your boy Jay Reed for Jay Reed's Love of Cars. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.